Unless you've been under a rock, it is not insane to consider Opium as a mainstream collective in rap, especially with how they've been moving these last 2 to 3 years. Cardi being the biggest he's ever been in his career with the help of Vine Music dominating the charts to the point he's currently on tour with The Weeknd, and that's reaching him to a whole nother audience. Ben Carson's still doing his thing, recently dropping More Chaos and announcing the Lord of Chaos tour, which I'll be attending August 1st. I'll be there. And also he's teasing another album. I forgot the name from the top of my head, but hopefully it's not More Chaos Part 2 or some shit. Probably calling it Not Enough Chaos or something, but moral of the story, we need a break from that. And Homicide Gang, well, it's Homicide Gang. I don't listen to them. But you've seen the title of the video. The main person I want to talk about today is no other than Double OD from the 614.
And I pay like 45 bucks like a liner. And I pay like 45 bucks for a liner.
Alright, before you click off, the main person I really want to cover is Destroy Lonely. But the real reason I wanted to talk about Destroy Lonely because it has been a very bumpy road these last 2 years regarding his music. But with him announcing Broken Hearts 3, I feel like he could possibly change that if he plays his cards right. What's up everyone, this is Energies, and in this video I'm going to cover why I feel like Broken Hearts 3 is going to be a make or break album regarding Destroy Lonely. Now he's always going to be relevant as long as Opium is a thing, but these last 2 albums, in my personal opinion, has not been the best. Now I know a couple of Opium fans are ready to cut my head off the minute they heard me say that, but it just didn't click with me, and the reason for that is not because of Little 88 as much as y'all hate that man. I don't know why. The production is perfectly fine, but compare No Stylist, which is one of, if not the best rap album of 2022, I'll forever stand on that hill, to these 2 projects that he dropped. The difference is very insane. No Stylist for the most part is filled with upbeat energy with the production and the way he's flowing on these songs like Bergdorf. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Love My Gang, Turn It Up, and the most popular song of the album, obviously, No Stylist. Even with the slower tempo songs, he got energy on them tracks and catchy hooks like On the Table and one of my personal favorites off the album, Lonely.
That's why I ain't no happy nobody.
But notice the key word I'm mentioning here, energy on these songs. Let's move on from me glazing No Stylist because I'd fuck around and make that the whole video. The reason why I think If Looks Could Kill wasn't good since day one, because literally every song on the album sounds similar to the song, which is the same name. I get that's probably what he was going for, but come on. And I was excited for this album too, because If Looks Could Kill, the single, was gaining popularity before it officially came out, and it lived up to the hype because it's a catchy song. It's not an upbeat as any of the songs of No Stylist that I was glazing earlier, but still, it's a good song nonetheless. Also, prior to No Stylist, Long would usually rap on these chill beats which aren't too crazy, so I wasn't questioning it too much, although it was slower than usual, but I was letting the best member of Opium at the time cook, and when he did, he burned the food badly. Due to If Looks Could Kill, the album being super repetitive, and on top of that, 26 songs of the same guitar beats in that boring flow, until the very last song, Money Is Sex, with Ken Carson, ironically. My bro literally tried to change the pace last minute, but it was already too late because 90% of the album was basically forgettable. The only things I vividly remember from If Looks Could Kill was these songs I'm gonna put up on the screen that I liked, and that cheesy short film from a while back.
Yeah,
I like you, sorry.
thanks. I actually made it myself.
For real? That makes me like it even more now.
Which, fun fact, the main actress who was on that film sold the sweater that she was wearing. I forgot how much, but she commented and said that somebody actually bought it. And since we on the topic of that woman, hey, she can hit my line if she want to. High chance she not gonna run into this video, but if she did, clearly I don't look the same as we once met like shit. Alright, back on topic. But off the topic of If Looks Could Kill, let's talk about Love Lasts Forever. Before I talk about the music itself on that album, not only he was delaying the album back to back, if y'all remember, he literally had the worst promo run regarding the album last year. I'd even go to say in recent times, not even just last year, because he dropped one single, which was kind of normal for Opium standards, having issues with his girlfriend, again, which is normal for Opium standards, randomly beefing with Lucky and Don Toliver just to have a song with Don Toliver, and recently there was messages that came out when he was younger giving Lucky praise, so He did all that for nothing. In this infamous video, all in the same time frame, it was not looking good for Alone at all. And when Love Lasts Forever finally dropped, although it was slightly better than If Looks Could Kill, slightly, it still has the same problem as that album, which, although the beats are not bad, they're just very boring. And it's also 21 songs worth of it. And Lone isn't contributing much to these songs outside of random ad-libs nobody asked for. And another similar thing that he did with If Looks Could Kill, add Ken Carson to the last song, and that being one of the only memorable songs off that album. I know there's a handful of people who actually liked Love Lasts Forever, but unfortunately I'm not one of them because I don't want to sound like a broken record. But Little 88 production generally doesn't work with Lone, and a full album worth full of predominantly Little 88 production clearly isn't a good thing. It may sound like I've lost all hope for Lone music, which I'm not gonna lie, I have, but with the recent EP dropped on SoundCloud, See You Soon, I don't think it's completely over. I'm not gonna be one of those people and say old Lone is back, because no, the EP mostly sound like his newer sound, but with actual good production and no guitar beats. But with this and him teasing Broken Hearts 3, Lone music might not be in the complete gutter. And I'm usually not the type to fall for a nostalgia beat because that's my biggest issue with Uzi and Autumn currently. They say they'll go back to their old ways, and then when they drop the album that they're hyping up, they're never confident in it because it don't sound like the old stuff. And you could say the fans are to blame for that, which, yeah, that's a valid point, but at the same time, they be doing little things where they want to go back, but whole time they're not going to do that. With songs like SDP, See Your Face, and SRT BBL, that's a dumb name for a song. Either Lone don't know how to pick songs correctly, or these songs are throwaways from that set of albums, but I wouldn't understand why because they're actually good.
Shit off of Together.
Nah, Together gotta go because that's it.
Only time will tell, man, because whenever Lone decides to drop Broken Hearts 3 allegedly, because I don't expect to hear songs like Pop Shit, Fun, Miley Cyrus, and Dover Street Market off a current Lone, especially if he's doing them goofy ad-libs I mentioned earlier from Love Lasts Forever. Hopefully that's a one-time thing and he don't do that shit on Broken Hearts 3. Because I genuinely want to see Destroy the Lonely win again, because it may seem like I'm bidding on him for the entire video, but he used to be my favorite Opium member at one point. But he gotta put down the BBO demons. He gotta put down the Little 88. If he could do it for 5 songs, I know he could do it for Broken Hearts 3. But only time will tell whenever that drops. Or he scraps the idea entirely and I made this video for nothing. Hopefully I'm proven wrong, but who knows. But I'm gonna wrap the video up right here. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about Destroy the Lonely in the comments. Do y'all like them? Do y'all hate them? Let me know. Follow the social medias in the description. This is Dan G's and take care.